Mr. Speaker, sir, reply to Star Question 68A. Sir, the total amount of funds being channeled through Meghalaya Basin Development Authority annually during the last 3 years of work projects are as follows. 2022-2023, 17.7 crores. 2023-2024, 24 crores. 2024-25, 182.3 crores. B. Sir, there are no regular government employees who are working full-time in Meghalaya Basin Development Authority. C. Sir, Meghalaya Basin Development Authority is subject to audit by the Controller and Auditor General of India. D. Sir, the funds routed through Meghalaya Basin Development Authority are primarily meant to implement projects that are cross-sectoral and innovative.
Supplementary, please. By Dilbert.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chief Minister, for giving a reply. Through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to make my supplementary. It make no wonders to see the huge growth of rupees. If we total all these three amount from different years, 2022 up to 25, it comes to total 2,417 crores. And very unfortunate to see that the government regular regular government employees could not be engaged with this huge project. So may I know from Honorable Chief Minister what's the reason could not engage the government employee?
Sir. So I would like to thank the member for the question. Sir, I have to give a bit of a background on what MBMA is and how it all works. MBDA is and how it works. So, sir, the MBDA is basically a special purpose vehicle. It has been registered under the Societies Registration Act, 1860. Now, sir, the purpose of bringing this kind of a special purpose vehicle is mainly because, so the projects that are implemented or channelized, as mentioned by the honorable member, through MBMA are cross-sectoral. That means there are multiple departments that are actually handling the project. And therefore, there is no one department that can be the nodal department to actually implement it, because all different departments have to be coordinated with. And hence, a special purpose vehicle was created, and that is what MBMA does today, MBDA does today. Just an example, sir, there's a project called Meghalaya project. It's a project that has been funded by JICA. It's about an 838 crore project. Now, this project aims to restore degraded forest, rejuvenate springs, and promote sustainable livelihood. Now, if you look at these three different criteria and objectives, no one department can be looked at and say this is the nodal agency. And hence, this special purpose vehicle is used to coordinate with different departments and, as per the requirement, work with the departments, if necessary, channelize the funds also through the departments to ensure that this is implemented. Now, when it comes to externally aided projects like the Meghalaya project, which is implemented again, as I said, by MBDA. The JICA funds, the organizations also, they will not be able to speak to forest department separately, soil conservation department separately, the ADCs separately, the CNRD department, the water resource department, so on and so forth. Multiple departments need to be engaged. And hence, when the SPV is present, the SPV is the agency to which JICA or NDB or KFW or ADB, any of these large institutions can then coordinate. So therefore, so this is a SPV, and the necessity of channelizing these funds and engaging with the SPV is necessary because these are cross-sectoral works that need to be done and multiple departments are involved in it. And also just to rectify, honorable member was mentioning that 2,000 crores have been spent. Sir, it's not 2,000, it's about 200, just to rectify that. And just to share also with the honorable member that an example of the project that we'd like to share is the project for the year 2024-2025. And if you look at that particular year, there is 182 crores that was spent. And out of this 182 crores, MegLife was 130 crores. So therefore, it's an externally aided project. And therefore, these funds are not coming out fully from the state government. Of course, state government has to give about 28%. The rest, 72%, is a grant that comes to us, a loan which is repaid back by Government of India. So that externally aided project, that's the amount of 130 crores of MegLife, which I just shared the details also, is part of this project. So therefore, that is what the entire reason is and the purpose is. And a lot of times the externally aided agencies also, a lot of them stress on having a society, an SPV, or even a registered company to implement these projects.
Next question, please. Sorry, next supplementary.
Yes. Another supplementary. Sir, to you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Okay, everyone are aware about the fact there is another office under the planning department with a similar name, that is Meghalaya Basin Management Agency. I'm stating this because there is often some confusion for the general public between this Meghalaya Basin Management Agency and Meghalaya Basin Development Authority. To you, Mr. Speaker, sir, may I seek a clarification from Honorable Chief Minister, the different roles played by these two different offices with similar names.
So though this is outside the purview of the question, because there are two different agencies, but in the interest of clarity, I'll be happy to reply to the honorable member's query. So the MBDA was established in 2012 under the Societies Registration Act 1860. And it is, as I mentioned, a special purpose vehicle, and it is a society as per the registration. So the MBMA is a not-for-profit establishment, a company. It's a company. MBMA is a company, is a not-for-profit company established under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. And that is the first distinction between these two organizations. One is the MBDA, it's a society, it is a SPV, whereas the Meghalaya Basin Management Agency is a not-for-profit company. Now, why was the Meghalaya Basin Management Agency, the MBMA, brought into being? Is because some of the externally aided agencies, for example, in this case, I would use the example of IFAD. So the IFAD had stressed and put a condition to the state government that this particular externally aided project of LAMP must be implemented by a not-for-profit registered company under the Companies Act. So it was a requirement made by the necessary agency. As I said, sir, the SPVs, of course, both of them are SPVs, but as I said, one is under the Societies Act and one is under the Companies Act. And MBMA was, as I said, the IFAD had asked for this company to be formed to fund this. Now, a lot of people may feel that why a private company and why should this be, isn't it wrong to bring a company? So let me just share with you that the reason why the IFAD had stressed on the fact that this should be a not-for-profit company under Section 8 of the Companies Act is because the scrutiny and the audit is much more stricter under the Companies Act. So just to give an example to everybody, under the Societies Act, there is only a requirement for one audit to be done. which is done by the statutory body, a statutory audit, which is by agencies that are empowered by the AG themselves. And so that's what the MBDA goes through. So under the societies, only one audit is done. Whereas under the Companies Act, in every year, there are 3 audits that are done. One audit is an internal audit, which is a must. Second audit is a statutory audit, which is done by the agency, identified by the AG himself. And third is an audit done by the AG himself. So there are 3 levels of audit done when it comes under the Companies Act, which means it's much more stricter. There are board meetings that need to be done on a regular basis, reports have to be sent. So IFAD insisted that there has to be an agency in that line, and that is why the MBMA has come up. And as I said, it's much more structured, much more monitored, and the audit is much more stricter. And that is why this particular MBMA was also brought in. But as I said, the primary question is to do with MBDA. But in the interest of clarification, I thought there's a good opportunity for me to clarify to the House. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for your clarification. So another supplementary through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the best interests of the August House, since we could understand the difference between these two. So I would like to, coming back to Meghalaya Basin Development Authority, will the Chief Minister kindly clarify whether Meghalaya Basin Development Authority is authorized to implement only externally aided project taken up in the state of Meghalaya, or it can implement centrally sponsored flagship programs as well, just like government departments. May I get a clarification, sir?
So the SPV, as I said, is meant to coordinate, number one, cross-sectoral development projects, and number two, also very innovative projects that are there. Hence, in short, sir, there is no stopping the agency as such or limiting the agency that they cannot implement state or central schemes. But majority of the work and the schemes that are being done are projects that are, as I said, cross-sectoral, and the majority of them are externally aided projects. Some of them, yes, are projects that are through the state government, as well as there are projects that are through the central government also, sir. So it depends on the objective of the program, and if the project or the objective requires that there has to be cross-sectoral coordination between different departments, then MBDA can be engaged.
Another supplementary. So if that is the case, why is there a need to have a separate authority, an agency to implement externally aided project taken up in the state of Meghalaya? Logically, it sounds superfluous and unnecessary. Why can line department of government of Meghalaya implement all such externally aided projects? Our government department and government official are incapable? May I get a clarification, Honorable Chief Minister?
Sir, absolutely not. The departments are very capable, and they are doing an extremely good job. And just to share with the honorable member that the budgets of the different departments have been increasing year on year. So it's not that we are cutting the budgets of the departments and putting this money into the SPV and through MBDA and implementing it. No, sir. So the normal projects in the schemes that are implemented by the departments, projects that are very specific to that department, and the schemes that are specific to those departments are continuing to be implemented, and many more schemes. As I mentioned, sir, in the last 7 years, our budget has gone up from 9,000 plus crores, today touching 30,000 crores, sir. And therefore, every department, the money has increased. So the question of departments not working, not engaging is actually incorrect. they are engaging and they are working. So that's number one, and they're very capable. And that's why the budgets have gone up significantly, sir. Number two, sir, why an SPV or an agency to implement the externally aided project? Sir, I've explained this in the beginning, but I will go through it again for the benefit of the honorable member, that these are, sir, cross-sectoral. Now, let me just give an example. That the Meg Life project, where we have given 130 crores last year, to be channelized, because the word you use, channelized, to be channelized through MBMA, MBDA, 130 crores out of the 180 was the Meg Life project. Now, sir, the aims of this project, I'm repeating again, is to restore degraded forest. Now, restoration of degraded forest is primarily done by Forest Department and to some extent by Soil Conservation Department, and in some cases, some activities being done by different departments, even Water Resource does, even CNRD does, so on and so forth, sir. So the degraded forest, now this objective, that aim that has to be achieved. Now JICA speaks to who? Do they speak to Forest Department? Do they speak to Soil Conservation Department? Or do they speak to CNRD Department? So JICA has to then engage with 3 departments. Rejuvenation of springs primarily is done by Water Resource, Soil Conservation Department. And other agencies also, their own level, CNRD also invest some of the money of MGNRHS to rejuvenate the springs. At the same time, sometimes even Forest Department and other departments also take up projects at small scale. So different departments are mandated to do the same work in their own capacity, but of course there's a major department that handles it. So now for rejuvenation of springs, the second objective in this particular EAP, does JICA speak to soil conservation? Do they speak to CNRD? Or do they speak to forest? Third is to promote sustainable livelihood. This is the third objective of this particular externally aided project. Now when it comes to promotion of sustainable livelihood, tourism also is working on sustainable livelihood. Your agriculture also is working on sustainable livelihood. We have entrepreneurship programs under Prime and other programs. CNRD has got the NRLM where we have sustainable livelihood. So does JICA speak to CNRD? Do they speak to Prime? Do they speak to tourism? Do they speak to CNRD? So within each objective, there are different departments handling the work that is the mandate of this particular EAP. And hence, in order to ensure that there is good coordination, and it's not that we are going to implement it only purely that MBDA is going to handle and only going to implement. Wherever the requirement of support is there, from the line departments are engaged. But it's just the question of coordination and channelizing things. And of course, yes, there are projects that are implemented directly also, where it's required. Because again, it's cross-sectoral. But point being, sir, at the end of the day, that this is purely being done because of 2 factors. Number one, that there are multiple departments that are involved, and coordination has to be done through multiple departments. And number 2, there are certain very, very innovative projects that again are not within the purview of, say, one particular department that comes in. So I'll just give you an example of one such project for the knowledge of the House, which is a feasibility study on the Meghalaya carbon financing on nature-based solution. So this is what we call the carbon credits. Now, as I said, this again involves multiple departments to be engaged in. And I just want to share with you that through this particular project, which was headed by, again, engaged through MBDA, farmers have actually, and people have started getting carbon credits for the first time. And I had just recently distributed checks in Bakbara for these carbon credits. And these are banks, international banks that had come, a bank called Rabobank, which is a European-based bank in one of the European nations. And they have come in and studied the carbon credits, and they've said that the potential is so high in Meghalaya that farmers and our local people can get a lot of support. So these kind of innovative projects, which are again very, very technical in nature and require multiple departments and multiple agencies to work together, are projects that are taken up by MBMA. So therefore, as I said, to conclude, sir, on this particular point, that there is no question of saying that our team is not competent. They are very competent. And that is the reason why we have been enhancing the budgets of the departments year on year. But as I said, because of the mandate of the projects, which are multi-sectoral, there needs to be an agency or an SPV that helps in coordinating with the departments and engaging with the financing body.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for your reply. So I'll be raising more, another more supplementary.
This is your last.
Yes. This is going to be fifth
fifth
supplementary.
one,
Yeah, another 2 more, I think.
No, only 5. You're allowed only 5 supplementary.
Only 5, okay. Thank you. Anyways, sir, thank you so much. So since it is a very technical subject, so may I know from Honorable Chief Minister, does it have, in implementing such projects, different projects, does it have its own technical expert under its payroll? Or does it have to rely and depend on official from government department? May I get a clarification, please?
Sir, we engage both, sir. As I mentioned, the objective is to achieve the goal and to implement the projects. And wherever the support of technical expertise which are available in the departments are there, it is taken as per requirement. And wherever MBMA has to engage people, they engage people. So it is all based on the need at the hour and the availability of the manpower and the technical expertise that we have. So therefore, sir, it all depends. But point is that it is open, and we obviously engage wherever required with the departments also, as well as experts, if you have to bring them on board.
Yes, Bakarpran. Bakarpran, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. May I know from the Honorable Chief Minister, since we know that MBDA is multi-sectoral, so this has got so many branches. One of them is watershed and natural resource management, which deals with the catchment protection, rivers rejuvenation, and water security. So I want to know from the Honorable Chief Minister, how many catchments have been treated in East Cousins the last 3 years?
Sir, project-specific information I will not have with me. For that, sir, I'll require notice of how many catchment areas. But we have projects, as mentioned correctly, to have the catchment area here for the Shillong water supply, as well as the Tura water supply. These 2 areas of catchment for the water catchment areas, the projects are going on as we speak. Details, as I said, it's not available with me right now, how many locations, how many springs, or how many rivers, or whatever, not rivers, in the hectares and the forest areas which have been captured and protected. But the engagement is on, project is on, and activity is on, especially in the catchment areas for Shillong and Tura water supply.
So,
One more. Sorry.
Will the Honorable Chief Minister please mention the name of the financial institutions that are funding MBDA?
Sir, MBDA is funded by multiple agencies. I can go through some of them. I may not have all of them. So the first one is the Meghalaya, which is one of the larger ones. It's funded by JICA. The Meg Arise project, this is funded by KFW. In fact, this is the project, sir, where the catchment area work is going on. So the project focuses on Umyu and Ganol catchment area. It's a 344 crore project where we requiring support from the forestry department, soil and water conservation department to secure the water for Shillong and Tura. So this again, as I said, is being done in collaboration with different departments. Then, sir, we have, of course, the state also has got certain programs that we are running, which again are multi-sectoral, which we get, and in fact even central schemes that are there. we are funding through this project. And yes, sir. So these are the main funding agencies.
Thank you, sir. So I want to know what is the mode of recruitment in MBDA, sir?
Sir, I'm thankful to the honorable member for asking this particular question. Sir, of course, recruitment is a very important part, and the MBDA, in fact, has got one of the most structured procedures for recruitment in any of the agencies that are there. It's being run in a very, very professional manner, and all the procedures where the necessary qualifications, the necessary documents, and of course the necessary exams or interviews that have to be held, all are conducted in a very, very professional and very, very transparent manner. And I do take this opportunity to also share with our honorable members that currently there are about 729 employees who are working in MBDA. And the August House would be happy to know that all the 729 people are local people who are working here. And this, again, as I said, is done on a very professional manner. There is a HR policy that has been created, and based on that HR policy, the entire recruitment is being done. And in fact, entire process of even aspects of promotion or different postings and different scales that they receive, all of this again is something that has been worked out in this HR policy.
Dr. Mukul Sangma.
Mr. Speaker, sir, just tempted to ask some questions. In fact, this whole concept of MBDA was something which was out-of-the-box approach to ensure better access to all the developmental initiatives of the government across the state and bringing in convergence. The concept of building partnership amongst the stakeholders for ensuring sustainable livelihood. That's the concept. So out-of-the-box approach. But from the questions which are being put by the honorable members, I find that there is some skepticism, some negative perception on this very, very innovative and important initiative. In fact, MBDA and this whole concept of IBDLP is an instrument to enable the state to access to all those funds under EAP. And we are happy that we have substantial quantum of money which has come to the state. And we are seeing the whole implementation across the states. We are very happy. In fact, when we initiated this program, it was appreciated by Government of India, it was appreciated by Planning Commission, because the whole concept was to bring convergence of all the states which were working in silos. Therefore, I think the reason of skepticism have to be also looked at. The idea of involving the stakeholders as partners must happen. Now, last session I heard honorable member from Rongjeng asking about the informations pertaining to various programs being implemented in his area. And it is same with me. People have to know where are the money coming from, what are the objectives. So the objective of the whole program, which is funded by EAPs, which was channelized through MBDA, it has to fulfill its objective in the right earnest. Now, I did some auditing of some of the projects. So will I get some categorical response from the Honorable Chief Minister in respect to really creating that whole original concept of convergence. I know that there is a convergence, but then what Soil Conservation Department is doing, the other departments don't know. What the Forest Department is doing, the other departments don't know. See, earlier when we had this program funded by IFA, we had this Northeast Northeastern Region Community Resource Management Project sponsored by Ministry of Donor, implemented through NEC, IFAD programs. We saw that these programs, after having been implemented, all these programs which were initiated got dislocated and people were left high and dry. Number of self-help groups, because that sustainability part comes. Now here, therefore, what are the programs under various other interventions? MITP, for example. MITP is again designed to converge with this. Now, how the various components of Meghalaya Integrated Transport Program is being integrated to achieve the objective of these various programs which is designed under the MBDA. So I would like to see how very effectively this can be done with the involvement of the stakeholders, and how the Honorable Chief Minister can assure us that all the MLAs are involved, because the whole concept is building partnership and the people must know what exactly is being done. So can I get this categorical response from the Honorable Chief Minister, how to dispel this skepticism and negative perception which is prevailing? It is a fact. Therefore, I think we will have to find out what are the reasons, which are the areas which we should improve, so that we will leverage upon these and get more fun.
So just to share with the House, based on the points mentioned by the Honorable LO, that the overall implementation of different externally aided projects has in fact been going on very, very well. And even the results have been very good. And that in fact has led to the externally aided projects to increase from an amount of 1,300 crores in 2018 to today at 11,324 crores. Almost 10 times increase in the externally aided projects in the last 7 years is taking place. And it is only a testament to the fact that the government has been able to implement the externally aided projects in a very, very efficient manner. So we are engaging with all stakeholders at every level, because this is only possible if all stakeholders are involved. Regarding the aspects of the information, so the information is completely transparent. Every aspect of MBDA is available on its website. Every single aspect of what project is going on where, and what kind of involvement is taking place, what are the different locations that have been selected. All this information is very, very much readily available on the different websites of the departments, of the MBDA, as well as the MBMA. And at the same time, sir, our reports, we have tabled the MBMA report also. Soon we'll be tabling the MBDA reports, the annual reports, the audited reports that are compulsory for us. Of course, the MBDA is a society, so it's not mandated to be tabled on the House. But the MBMA, that's again the reason I was explaining that it's more strict, because we have to lay the reports, the audited reports of the MBMA in the Assembly. Whereas for the MBDA, being a society, it's not mandatory. And that's why we laid the report of the MBMA, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I can't remember. So therefore, so engagement is on, and we'll take the suggestions of the Honorable LO and see how we can further engage others to also participate. It'll be nice. In fact, we can have the MLAs also converge the MLA and SRWP schemes also with the MBMA. So that also will have more better results also in the long run. So it can benefit. Yes, sir. Why not? Why not, sir? So we can actually examine all these aspects and see how we can converge even further and ensure that all different stakeholders can work together for the larger interest of the people of our state.
Some more clarification, Mr. Speaker, sir. I appreciate the response of the Honorable Chief Minister. Yes, convergence, involvement of MLAs, and utilizing the fund from SRWP for convergence, we have been doing it. In fact, I'm glad that Honorable Chief Minister went and inaugurated one of the bridge in my constituency, which was constructed with the fund from MGNREGS and ML scheme, though he forgot to invite me, I think. Yes, that was in 2022. So I think that is where, maybe it is the flip-flop from the district administration, but I think CM should have been wondering why the MLA is not there, who is also an LO. So I think there are many lacuna. That's the reason why I think this perception is prevailing. We have to understand, this perception should not be allowed, because MBDA and this whole approach has really benefited the states. But I would like to know from the Honorable Minister, besides the proposals which were posted to the concerned ministries, because all these programs which should be funded by EAP has to be routed through Government of India, the Ministry of Finance, including the approvals of different line of ministries. So from 2012 onwards till now, how many proposals have been posted? Because we have done quite an exhaustive homework and engaged also quite a number of experts to leverage upon their expertise to ensure that we are in a, we stand on a strong wicket to ensure that we prevail on convincing the Government of India. Besides, of course, the credit rating of the state. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to know from the Honorable Chief Minister, in view of the benefit that the state has received thus far from this initiative, how many proposals, besides the names of the proposals can be shared in this August House, from 2012 till now, with the respective date of proposal submitted to the concerned ministries. It will enlighten us, because we want to be assured that efforts are being made to leverage upon the whatever strides we have made in this endeavor of the state to receive support from the EAPs.
Thank you, sir, to the Honorable LO. And let me assure him, sir, the invitation was not, it's not the invitation didn't go on purpose. I'm sure there was some communication gap. But I have always made it a point, to all our deputy commissioners that in all programs, our local MLAs must be involved. It is irrespective of political affiliation, but it is something that instruction which has been gone from my side. But sometimes there are communication gaps, but we'll ensure that these kind of things should not be happening in the future. And also want to share to the Honorable LO that there is a part of Chief Minister's Special Development Fund also in that.
So true convergence.
Yes, it was true convergence.
That's what is convergence.
Sir, I do not have the list of all the projects that we have submitted to the Government of India through the Department of Economic Affairs, Government of India, in terms of the dates when they were submitted, and the full list of all the projects which have not yet been, the LOA has not, the loan signing has not been done. But I do have the list of the projects where the signing has been done. So I'll be happy to share it, or I can read it. There are, I just mentioned in summary that there are 16 projects where the signing has been completed, and the total amount of this, as I mentioned earlier, is amounting to 11,324 crores. And just to share with the House, this is definitely one of the highest that any of the smaller states has received, especially the northeastern states. This is the highest that any of the smaller states has received. So it's a very, very big achievement by the state government that we have received 11,324 crores worth of externally aided projects. And for the benefit of all the members, I want to repeat once again, and LO has very categorically mentioned that these are great sources of funding for us. Because in the cases of northeastern states and the special category states, the loan component, which amounts to about 72%, is completely repaid back by the Government of India. And hence, this is almost, like a grant that comes to us. It is a grant, sir, 70%, 72% grant. And 28%, which has to be borne by the state government, we have to pay it in advance. So it's not a loan component. So 28% is the contribution of the state, 72% is the loan component given through Government of India to us, repaid back by Government of India and not by the state government. So therefore, a lot of people have felt that we're taking loan and on. So this is not a loan. This is a grant for us, and it's a great way to get resources. I also want to, on a lighter note, share with you, sir, that in my last meetings with the Honorable Finance Minister, the Honorable Finance Minister ultimately and the department, the Finance Ministry had to put a ceiling on the number of externally aided projects that states could take, because Meghalaya was taking all the externally aided projects. And they ended up putting a ceiling saying that how can Meghalaya take all the externally aided projects? They cannot. So they put a ceiling and they stopped the projects because we were taking too many projects. And of course, they have a reason for it, that Meghalaya is putting the proposals, we are implementing it well, but at the end of the day, it is Government of India that has to repay back the loans. And so they were under tremendous pressure because we were continuously engaging. And the fact that we've been getting so many projects is because of the overall capacity of the state to put in the projects as well as to implement the projects. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, last one.
I
Based on
think
the
this
response.
particular question has gone more
No,
than
this
40
is
minutes.
important, Mr. Speaker, sir. One response again from the Honorable Chief Minister. In view of the substantial amount of fund from public exchequer which has been spent for utilizing the services of consultants for preparation of all these proposals since 2012, I think it is only important and appropriate for the government to follow up on. Though we have not reached up to the signing, but then I think following up is important because these are all beautiful programs capable of really bringing that whole kind of transformative changes we require in our socio-economic landscape. Therefore, I would like to get an categorical assurance from the Chief Minister that we will pursue those programs also, because substantial amount of fund from public exchequer has been spent, and so that Meghalaya remains the pioneer and lead with an example of being one of the states which is capable of bringing in fund required through innovative approach, out-of-box approach.
Yes, sir. In fact, we have been doing that, and again, I'm happy to inform that we have been able to close almost all the proposals that have been submitted. So we've been very successful in following up and and sanctioning the projects and getting the loan components signed. Loan means it said loan, sir, but because that's a technical word. But again, the loan is repaid back by the Government of India. I just want to reiterate. So absolutely correct. We are doing that, sir. And our strike rate, I should say, has been very good. Most of the projects we have submitted have been cleared. And as I said, 16 numbers have been cleared, which is one of the highest any state has received. And also just to add to the whole point of the cost aspect, though for DPRs we have to spend ahead. But in most of these externally aided projects, sir, there is a component of administrative expenditure. About 5 to 8% is kept for the administrative expenditures, where expenditures on different aspects of technical support, of the different manpower support, or infrastructure support sometimes, which are required. The externally aided project has a component for that administrative expenditure amounting to 5 to 8%. So we don't have to pay most of these salaries from our state's exchequer. This comes with as part of the component of the externally aided project itself. But of course, the DPR preparation is done before that is there, so there is some expenditure in that. And for the knowledge of the House, that in most of these projects we have submitted and successfully closed the project.